Hey, I'm Amethyst Goddess from InAlignment Ministries, and today I wanted to do a special reading for us. We have the eclipse season approaching us right now in a couple of weeks, and I felt guided to create a reading especially for that particular energy. And basically, it's WTF is going on with me during eclipse season. Okay, I'll have the full title for it. And I will have an actual service on HYPSEE platform for this particular reading in case those of you who are curious for your specific issues or your situation. So this will be a collective reading, and I'll do all signs, and then when I do the all signs, this will be like a sample reading of that type of message for the eclipse season. And then those of you who are interested and want more details specifically tailored to you in your situation, you can book that reading on HYPSEE platform, okay? All right, so I did have a question that was asked, and I want to answer it on this stream. Okay. Just bear with me for a brief moment. Well, it looks like that person actually retracted it, I guess. I didn't get a chance to answer them. They were supposed to do it during this live stream, but I guess they retracted it. That's all right. I just want to make sure before I proceed that that's in fact what has happened. Okay. I'm glad I checked another screen here, because sure enough, it was under here. So, okay, so their initials are SA. Hi, I'm thinking of leaving my job and looking for something else. They appreciate me, but they won't give me a raise. Should I stay and hope they will agree eventually? They say the company is not doing great, but that I should wait for another 6 months. But I don't know if I believe them anymore. The first message I just heard for your situation was buying time. Okay, so I don't know if they're going through, I'm hearing something in regards to like reorganization structure, like restructuring. So if they are experiencing some loss, or they're cutting back on budgets or what have you, they know that you have I just heard you're keeping the business afloat. Your input, you're valued at that company, and your input is basically at such a need that it will be a substantial loss if you were to depart from this company. Excuse me. So they're using you in a sense, but of course, you know, when you're dealing with a business, that's the exchange. You give of your time and your energy, or really like your resources. You dedicate yourself to your job, and in exchange, they use your you. So from what I'm gathering here, it's buying time. I did hear an energy of them possibly letting you go, but not right now because they need you. So unfortunately, what a lot of organizations, not saying it's good or bad, but I think it's unfortunate that they see you as a resource or a tool to get to where they need to go, or maintain or keep them afloat. But once your services are not needed, or they find someone else to fill your spot, or they decide to do away with the whole position altogether, they very well may like leave you in the dust. And it's like no feelings were involved. It's straight business, right? So you have to think of it at that kind of level when it comes to when it comes to you as a business. Think on a strategic level on how you can put yourself in an advantage if it were the case that you end up staying with them, because this is free will. You can decide whether or not it's worth it, but make sure that you have some form of negotiation in place. Like, say for instance that you said that they weren't willing to give you a raise. Okay, see if there's something else that is just as valuable as a raise. Is it time off? Is it benefits? In a sense of like, I even heard performance awards. If they can't give you a raise, do they give performance awards? So there's other avenues that you could negotiate if there was a thing where the monetary value is not going up per se, but it still makes money, like money sense, if that makes sense. So I'm also seeing you should consider, I did hear relocating, so I don't know if that relocating will be connected to a job offer, but I'm seeing that you need to see a bigger view. You're not looking big enough. You're actually like, can I say, complacent in this position. It's comfortable to be in this position. You're very familiar with this position. However, Spirit is wanting you to consider all options, consider all avenues, okay? All right. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. I know you just asked for a question, but I'm curious as well. I hear burnout, and it's interesting. I didn't even look at your sign because I really don't pay attention to zodiac signs when I'm channeling. But I sense fire energy, and sure enough, that's why I paused, because I saw the card. If you could see here, this is Queen of Wands. That is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, but strongly like Leo. And if you notice that, like I put this is my first deck, but I have it right there. I don't know if it's going to be reversed, but Leo right there. So I find that interesting, because you are a Leo. And then 5 of Pentacles, okay, and 9 of Wands. And 9 of Wands, I heard burnout. Wands is fire, okay. So Pentacles, that's stability, material of substance, right? So that's earth energy. So there's fire and earth here. So what I'm getting, that this situation has, I heard, ran you to the ground, which makes sense for this energy where it looks all tattered clothing or whatnot. But I'm seeing that you are looking at it like this, but there is a safe space. There is a haven for you to make that change. 5 is about change. That's 5 of Pentacles. So I'm seeing that this cathedral, or this sanctuary, is showing you that there is opportunities for growth and change for your life as far as your career is concerned, and to not settle. And this is where you are in that current mentality. But if you shift your energy, you'll be able to see that you have this type of power. Leo is rules the heart. Okay, so what does your heart tell you? What are you compelled to do as far as your mission in life? What do you desire to do as far as your journey? Like, what are you passionate about? What do you like? What do you find yourself often thinking about obsessively as far as different businesses or avenues that you could take, and you just a little bit hesitant or even scared to actually venture off in those avenues? Is there something that you do in your spare time that you love and you would do absolutely for free? Look into entrepreneurial activities or ambitions, because this woman right here, this energy is an energy of magnetizing, manifestation, And I mean, she's in that type of energy where she draws things in, but she also doesn't mind doing what she needs to do to make it happen. So this energy is calling for you to have courage, to be a leader. I'm also hearing that you need to be a little bit more social, because if you open up in your network, you'll be able to communicate with people that have, I just heard a proposition. So they may have an opportunity that if you open yourself up and communicate and express certain things, like they'll say, oh, you know what, actually my company is actually doing the hiring event, whoop whoop whoop, or I know a position that, or why don't we collaborate on this particular idea? I didn't know you were interested in that as well. So those type of things will open the floor for you to see different avenues regarding your current financial and career situation. The Nine of Wands is, what I heard again was burnout. So if you're feeling like really not your best right now, if you feel like it could be better, I encourage you to like really open yourself up and set intentions. This energy coming up with this eclipse, as well as with this full moon we just had in Aries, is encouraging all of us to really step into our power and tap into our inner authority, and not to be afraid of trying things out, right? But I'm seeing that what it is there's a fear there because you've gotten comfortable and it's familiar where you are right now. Okay, so if anyone else have any questions, what I can do is I can post the link. Let me see here, for where you can actually ask for a reading, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the eclipse reading. But I hope that gave you what you need as far as your next steps, and I wish you well. Okay, and if you want any further information, you can definitely book with me. I would look forward to that. All right. So right now I'm putting the link inside of this so I can put it in the comments. So if anyone comes up and has a question, they can easily see it and come to it and like click on that link and book while I'm on here. I'm gonna put it in the comments. Okay. Okay, so I have that on there. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I want to address the eclipse season because I'm getting an energy of major shifts. And I know you guys are probably like, what is new? It seems like we always having some type of shift, some type of movement. And it's like, what else? Like, what else is new, right? And I just really want us to have positive, a positive perspective of the change that we can expect. All right. So we're supposed to have a lunar eclipse, I believe, in Taurus. That's towards the end of the month. And then we're also supposed to have a solar eclipse in Libra. So let's check that out. I'm going to pull that up right quick because I can't switch screens on my cell phone because I did take like 1 or 2 notes for the dates. Okay, so October the 14th and then October the 28th, okay? October the 14th and October the 28th. October the 28th is the lunar eclipse, and October the 14th is the solar eclipse. So this energy is really closing out some major cycles in regards to relationships, because there is Taurus and Libra energy from what I'm gathering. So the Taurus and Libra energy is connected to Venus. Venus is all about relationships, stability, luxury, love, um, all that stuff, all that jazz, right? So we have to really focus in on those things. And I just heard practical. So a lot of us are looking at practical matters and seeing how certain things influence us as far as our relationships and our relationship with ourselves. And a lot of us are experiencing some changes that we really weren't expecting to happen so soon, but really it was long overdue. We had a lot of opportunities, even with the retrograde season that's currently going on, where we had a Venus retrograde in Leo. And then earlier on this year, I want to say like January, where we had an opportunity. And then prior to that, late last year. So there's different series of events or energies that in the astrological level, intuitively from what I'm tapping in, that we had to disconnect from things that were hindering us from progressing in life. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pull out some cards so we can like really focus in on what Spirit is saying as far as that is concerned. And to put this out there, this is an interesting time because it is also Scorpio season when all of this is starting to come about. So that Scorpio season already is about rebirth, metamorphosis, death, doing away with things like, you know, when you think about Scorpio season, you think about fall, winter type energy. So that those seasons are things that die away, branches that and debris that I'm seeing, like branches, leaves, logs, like, you know, wood, all of that, like all getting blown away like rubbish on an energetic level. And that's how things are going to be playing out for us. But we have to be open to it. However, from what I'm getting from eclipse season, it's not going to be a thing where you get an option to do it. Whereas the previous energies that I mentioned earlier are the energies that's kind of been like doing this, right? But the eclipse is just going to be like a thing where we're going to cut it out. And sometimes when those things happen, as far as cutting out, it makes us feel hurt. But again, a lot of it is necessary for that transition. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to browse a little bit. Let's see. A lot of us will be revamping, not only on an energetic level, but from what I'm getting, it's going to be like on a physical level. Okay. So yes, I was correct. New moon and solar eclipse in Libra on the 14th of October. And we're already here at October, y'all. And then Scorpio season starts October the 23rd. And we have on the 28th, the full moon and lunar eclipse in Taurus. Okay. So again, I just wanted to verify those dates with y'all before I proceed. Well, let's get into it. All right. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the lunar, solar eclipse on the 14th of October. I just heard breakaway. Many of you are going to have an opportunity, and I'm saying an opportunity, but really it's, like I said, it's a thing where it's almost like you don't have a choice. But an opportunity to disconnect and break away from something. And I just heard monetary. So there may be a business prospect or a business opportunity that will, I just heard affordability. So that will allow you to afford to live on your own, or be able to separate yourself financially from others. I'm also seeing that if you were depending on others for stability or roommates or partners or whatever your living situation is, that you'll have the provision enough for you to sustain yourself on your own so you can go about your business. And a lot of you have been desiring that. Capricorn. So Capricorn is connected to this solar eclipse. So a lot of it is going to be dealing with utilizing what you have, your resources. So again, I said that some of you will be experiencing some financial abundance where you can actually make it on your own, in a sense. So if you are supposed to be called into in a journey of singlehood, or to be by yourself in your own space, in your own energy, then the opportunity will present itself so that you'll be able to do that. So with Capricorn, their affirmation is I use, right? So I use is basically utilizing what you have, and I'm hearing alchemy, transmuting the energy, utilizing what you have to be able to start over again, and not necessarily start over again like all the way from the ground up, but take whatever you may have that is of use, being able to use whatever you have in your possession and basically make things happen. So pre-existing talents and gifts, activating those for new avenues of wealth, activating it for new avenues of presentation, of presenting things to your audience or presenting it to your customers or clients. Like, hey, I have a new business, or I have a new service, or I have a new product. So I'm hearing product launches, new services being launched around this time. A lot of you are tapping into a space where it may be candles, it may be incense, it may be rituals. I'm even hearing techie. So if there is a thing where you had an idea about relaunching your podcast, or relaunching, how can I say, something dealing with Mercury. So Mercury deals with communication and education. So if you've been plotting on changing careers, seeing that you can actually be a spokesperson, and I'm hearing product junkie. So some of you may actually receive some form of sponsorships as far as being a creator, and you, I can't think of the specific name for it, but those of you who are the faces of certain products by doing like product reviews and getting discount codes and all of that, I'm sure it will come up soon. But the message is that a lot of you are using your existing resources and existing talents and gifts as means to propel you into a different direction. So if it was a direction where you feeling like you're stuck, you're limited, you're stagnant, where you wish you had more, you're actually seeing ways that you can repurpose what you already have to do whatever you need to do to become the person that you need to become. And I'm sure that makes sense for a lot of you. So Mercury, I believe, goes into Libra soon. But it may be October the 4th or something like that. But it's going to be about, dang, this is interesting. This is, okay, so Mercury being in Libra, we're leaving Libra season in a few weeks, right? So that Libra energy is diplomacy. I'm hearing network, because I'm seeing people chatter and like talk amongst themselves. I'm also seeing flashing lights, like cameras, and I just heard Kanye's song "Flashing Lights." So there's some of you you may be in the model industry or in entertainment industry, or even if you're not and you're just a creator or a business owner or what have you, that you're actually polishing yourself so that you'll be what they say more presentable for the screen. So you may do weight loss challenges. You may do something with your face. Facelift, be mindful, because I did hear someone considering facelift. Be mindful of that. I'm hearing do more research, but some of you want to do something cosmetically to improve yourself, whether it's a permanent fix or whether it's something that is makeup, something that's temporary. But I'm seeing that some of you are actually tapping into making yourself over and representing yourself out into the public space, out into the world. All right. So that's interesting. That Mercury will be in Libra. That's when you're gonna really make some bucks, like as far as presenting yourself, communicating, looking good, feeling good, like you're going to really be in your bag, and then utilizing those talents and gifts, and as well as your existing resources, to repurpose and restructure your brand. Okay, that is cool. All right, so, and then lo and behold, look at this at the bottom of the deck, Venus. So really look how like feminine this energy is. Okay, like divine, right? Very divine. And then look, I can't make this stuff up. I'm about to show y'all a few cards that I'm seeing that is just like so evident. Moon card. Then guess what? After that, the Taurus card, right? About how I have utilizing my resources. And then look at this. Scorpio energy. Scorpio. Okay, I create, I desire. So again, all these energies, I'm not keeping them, but I just find it interesting that all of these cards were right behind the energy for the solar eclipse. So again, Venus energy is here. The moon, right? Because of the eclipse, the lunar eclipse. The Taurian energy connected to Venus, about having resources and utilizing those gifts, existing talents, and restructuring your brand or reintroducing yourself to the world. And then I have Scorpion energy. So that scorpionic energy is about I create and I desire. So a lot of y'all are going to be tapping into a creative space where you may show a spicier side of you, where you probably wouldn't do that, where you'll be like really comfortable in being safe, dull colors, or basic colors. And there's nothing wrong with basic colors, but I'm seeing that you're going to really be doing a makeover and tapping into, I'm hearing the shadow side, but I don't want y'all to think of it in a negative sense. As far as the shadow side, it's more so that side that you have shamed or other people have shamed or something that is taboo. I'm seeing that you are actually changing that. And I just heard remarketing yourself. So this sounds like it's all about business with you. Okay, so what about lunar eclipse? And then we're going to do the all signs, okay? What about the lunar eclipse that's coming up? So you got your answers. If you want some, you said you want some answers, you got your answers. And again, if you want a specific question, you can ask while I'm on this live. If not, you can also book a reading. I do have a service that I'm working on that I will be launching today that is tailored to this type of reading. What the F is going on during eclipse season for me, basically. And I have the right words together. I just can't think of them right now, but I did already type it out, so I just need to launch it. Okay, lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. Let's see, lunar eclipse. Can you hold on 1 minute? Okay. So for the lunar eclipse, what is the energy that we have? Show me the energy that we have, Spirit. Neptune. Now, I know we had a retrograde for Neptune. I'm getting an energy of mystery, uncertainty. So that may be the one that may trigger some of you all as far as the lunar eclipse. Again, and this is also during Scorpion energy or Scorpion season. And from what I'm gathering with Neptune and Scorpio, okay, so those are water signs. Those two water signs are very deep, right? So with that Neptune energy, it's like mystical, all is not what it seems, hidden. And then you're going to have a moon on top of that energy as well that will further like enhance that type of energy. So there may be some issues with clarity at that time. And I just heard don't make big decisions during the lunar eclipse, which I find interesting. It's asking don't make drastic changes during that time. And if drastic changes happen to you, say for instance that you couldn't help, be mindful on the roads. I'm hearing too. I'm hearing that you need to be mindful of like how you travel and commute. Because I do see some issues. I don't want this to happen, but I do see issues in regards to vehicle collisions. Okay, so I hope that no one is harmed. I hope people are safe, but I'm really getting that big time as far as being careful with traffic and being in the rush and not watching because I'm hearing like oncoming traffic. So it may be a thing where you need to be one of those defensive drivers where you can expect someone to do something janky in front of you. So you stay back, you stay a distance away, it's not be bumper to bumper on someone. So be careful of that. I'm also seeing, give me a minute. Intuition will be heightened during this time. A lot of you in your dream state will receive a lot of downloads. And some of you will have some where it's like, please, I'm hearing, make it make sense. Some of you may feel unclear about some of the messages that you see symbolized in your readings as well as your dream state. So it's like, oh my gosh, what in the world is going on? Like, what does that mean? And you may have dreams about babies, so some of y'all may be thinking someone's about to get pregnant, but it's not literal. So I don't want you to like get so focused on all these details and then you're like darn near hyperventilating because you're thinking the worst of the worst or the most crazy situations. So again, there's going to be a lot of mysticism and symbolism as far as even your dream state. Like a lot of downloads. So if you have a dream journal, I will strongly encourage you to write in those or purchase you one. I mean, you can just get a $1 composition book and use it as a dream journal, okay? All right, so I want to clarify, y'all. I want to clarify that lunar because it's just so mystical right now. I want to just get some further information on it, okay? All right. Again, that Capricorn energy, that one was so easy. If you know, even the energy of Capricorn, it's like the sun, because remember I said solar eclipse. But if you look at the lunar eclipse energy, it looks just like lunar energy, you know, the moon energy. Show me 3 cards. I don't even have to really ask, do I? Give me one more for Neptune. Neptune will also, I'm getting the energy of not seeing everything clearly, heavily. So if it's a thing where you may feel insecure about your situation regarding your love affairs, your connections, I strongly encourage you not to do. That's why it makes sense of not to do anything major regarding those relationships. If it does fall away, then so be it. Allow spirit or that eclipse energy to do that. But like on instances where it's not necessarily bad, it's like you may be in an uncomfortable position in your relationship. Is not to say, okay, that means it's a sign for us to be over with. Like, don't do anything drastic, okay? So from what I'm seeing with Neptune, the energy is communicating wisdom. So a lot of you will be evaluating your current situation, seeing what matters in life, applying the lessons that you've had from the past. Okay, a lot of crown chakra energy, a lot of downloads, third eye energy activation as well. And I'm seeing that you're going to be putting it to use, which is that book stands out to me with that red. Red is giving me the energy of action. Spiritual strength. So again, remember I said that spiritual strengths were going to be like those downloads, those activations that you will be receiving because of the Neptunian energy, because it's lunar eclipse energy, as well as scorpionic energy, okay, that you'll be tapping into that. And it's a few days prior to Halloween, and it's something about Halloween energy that brings about that. It's already a thin veil, because I know the veil is thin, the veil is thin. That's all you hear about when, stuff happens. But it's especially thin during that time. So for those of you that have gifts of mediumship, where you can see spirits or energies in different dimensions, that will be more likely during that time. I encourage you to ground yourself, as well as have your protection game up, because that's when a lot of energies are moving around, are active and activated. So be mindful of what you are exposing yourself or opening yourself up to. If you're going to parties, I don't know if people do rave parties anymore. Maybe they do, but I heard rave parties. So if you're going to parties where you're mixing stuff, concoctions and drugs and all this kind of stuff, overdose, I'm hearing, if you're into that kind of stuff, it's like, be mindful of that, because those are connected to spirits. Just like when you hear about alcohol, they call them what? Spirits. So being mindful of what you're opening up yourself to, especially during this particular time, that week of like the Halloween energy season, okay? I don't know if it's October 30th or 31st when Halloween, don't quote me on it, but I know it's towards the end of October. Okay. Also, harmony. Remember I was saying to be mindful of your relationships. So again, there may be, and I'm hearing Mercury energy with this too, communication. So be mindful of the relationships that you have, as far as what you're saying, what you're putting out there, controlling your mouth, as far as not just saying like just whatever comes to your mind and just speaking like crazy stuff. Because I'm getting like, say for instance, I heard the term gaslight. Then I'm hearing like, how some people, when they're really hurt, like they say ugly things and they put people down, or, say some stuff that's just like, why would you say that? Like, how did you come up with that? So I'm seeing that there may be an instance, especially if there's a situation where there's some insecurity involved, or you think someone is cheating or whatever. It's not a good time for you to be insecure and saying and spewing everything, because it's not going to go well. Okay, it's going to make it like this. The harmony will be like this. But again, like, pace yourself as far as your relationships, the communication that you have with those intimate connections. And I heard don't ego trip. So I find that pretty interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the individual signs. Thank y'all for your patience. I really wanted to do this reading to give us some insight on what we can expect with the eclipse season, because a lot of it is stuff that we already know. Again, a lot of the stuff is like repeating. You hear the same thing: let go of what no longer serves you, or be careful of this, or be mindful of that, don't manifest on this day. It's just like all these different rules, all these different guidelines, and we just like, man, when does it all stop? When does it end? And there are things in place that can be really exhausting. Some of us can't keep up with all the different astrological events that are going on, and what does that mean, and what does this mean, and how will that affect me. But I like to just boil it down to layman's terms as far as what exactly what to expect, on a realistic, humanistic level, so that you can grasp what I'm saying. Now, of course, I can channel, and we can really tap into some higher level messages, but I think this is very necessary for us living a human experience to understand what may be going on. I just heard tapping in, and tapping in, I'm getting data breach. Okay, this is something that you cannot really control. This is something like governmental type stuff. And artificial intelligence is what I'm getting. So there may be some form of data breaches and hacks that may be going on during this time, especially eclipse season. For the lunar eclipse, I'm getting like a lot of, because Mercury, right, is changing over to Libra. So again, it may be a thing like with communications, exposing affairs, exposing like hidden affairs, exposing hidden partnerships. So say, for instance, you supported this particular company because they had principles and values of this. And then lo and behold, you find out that they were in partnership and receiving funding from this particular company that was compromised, okay, or didn't have any values or substance. So those type of things may come up to the forefront. Okay, so I'm doing all of the signs. I'm just shuffling for all of y'all. Aries through Pisces. Okay, and I'm pulling one card. Hopefully, I'm pulling one card for each zodiac sign, okay? So I'm just asking for the eclipse season, period. So if you want specifics, you need to book that reading when I launch it, and I'll let you guys know when I do it, okay? It's probably going to be by the end of the day. Aries, okay. So I just heard Mercurial, so that's Mercury. So the Magician, that is Virgo and Gemini energy. So I'm seeing that you're going to really be in your bag as far as creation. You're going to really be tapped into your gifts, and I'm hearing reinvention. So you may reintroduce yourself on another level where people are not familiar with you communicating and carrying yourself a certain way. Going to be very direct, but it's going to be very attractive and alluring. I'm getting the energy. And also you're going to be manifesting some things that you needed to have sustainability, okay? Taurus. Okay, you may be very well connected to a Scorpio, or your descendant may be in Scorpio, where now you're tapping into, not descendant, yeah, your descendant. Or it may very well be your ascendant, your rising sign. So from what I'm getting from this is you're learning to be more spiritual. You're learning to tap into your spiritual practices, your spiritual gifts. You're learning to be able to be open to spiritual enlightenment. There may have been an issue where you are only based on practical things, practical matters, financials, what makes sense, and all of that. Now you're actually opening yourself up on an intuitive level, on a spiritual level. This is the King of Cups. King of Cups is connected to water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but specifically Scorpio, okay? You're going to also learn to stand your ground, but in a loving place so that it won't come off as harsh. But I'm seeing that a lot of you are tapping into that energy, okay? Now I have Gemini. And how interesting when I keep talking about Mercury. Mercury must be really a substantial energy. Again, there is supposed to be a heavy communication from this energy, Gemini. I'm also seeing ideas, new ideas for you. And these ideas are more so geared up for you to try new things, okay? Try new thought process, new habits as far as how you think. Some of you have had some limited thinking processes where it prevented you or limited you from having other or better experiences, okay? Cancer. Cancer, I hope you guys don't be worrying. And get out of your head. I really hope you guys don't be worrying so much. But during this season, I'm seeing that there may be some issues with your dreams that can really be impactful and cause you to worry. But Spirit is saying that you are protected, but honor the signs that you see. Cancer, you're very intuitive. You're one of the most intuitive psychic signs of the zodiac. So I encourage you to not worry and not allow those concerns like really have your mind scattered. Ground your energy. But again, I'm hearing the energy of, oh, okay, you're a Cancer, welcome. But I'm getting the energy of worry. And it's more so because you're psychic and because you're intuitive, you're seeing that, oh my gosh, I'm paranoid about this. Is that really going to happen in real time? Like, say, for instance, like I'm hearing nightmares. So if you've had some issues with your dream state and things seeming really, really real, to the point where you feel the sensations, to the point where you feel what could possibly happen, it scares you or it alarms you. Spirit is asking you to ground yourself during this time. And it only makes sense because of that energy that's coming up. It's going to be very intense. So what I'm getting deeply is specifically the lunar eclipse. Really be intentional about your grounding and your protection game. So if you need help with energy protection, feel free to book a question and ask me about it. You know, just ask me a question and I can help you with how you could do that, okay? But please, I don't want you to be a worry, because I'm hearing worry bug or something like that, but some of you may actually be feeling like that. And it's only because naturally you are tapping into other realms anyway. And it's so easy for you all to do that. So Spirit is wanting you to like come back to this planet, ground your energy, woosah a little bit, and everything will be all well for you. Okay, Leo, you are really going to be tapping into that Capricorn energy I was telling you about as far as the solar eclipse. Okay, so Capricorn, you're going to really be tapped into the solar plexus energy that I'm getting, where you're having the confidence to present certain things out into the universe and allowing the universe to spread those seeds of intentions so that the manifestation will come in real time for you. So that means if you have some business ideas that you finally want to launch, now is the time that you would actually start putting some ideas together and seeing how you can make it work, okay? On a practical level, all right? That's what I'm seeing. So you know people love you, you know people see you're a star and you shine like the sun and all of that, but it's time to actually put practical matters first and make sure you're nurturing what you have, your gifts, your talents, the resources that you have at your disposal, and not really at your disposal because you don't want to waste. I don't really like that word, but within your possession that you want to make use of, okay? And I also want to mention, yes, I'm doing all signs, but if you hear a message that resonates, take it, okay? I'm big on throw the meat and eat the meat and throw the bones, okay? So if something doesn't apply, you know what they say, let it fly, all right? Virgo, I'm getting celebratory energy, so a lot of you will be celebrating or connecting with friends. I just heard Reunited and it feels so good. I don't know about that song, Reunited and it feels so good. I think that's how it goes, like an old song. But some of you are reconnecting with those that you have lost connections with. Again, it would make sense because this is Libra season, on top of connections being really on the forefront, and that Venus energy that I'm getting. Some of you are really reconnecting and rekindling some friendships. Now, I can't guarantee you that these will be long lasting, but this is some of them I'm hearing temperamental. So it may be those type of relationships that are kind of fickle, where you know, you may reconnect in the first couple of days. Is cool. Everyone is in the group chat, texting each other, hitting each other up. Good morning, good evening, good night. How you doing? How's work? You know, and give you inspirational quotes and all of that good stuff, right? And then before you know it, it's like everyone is ghost out the chat. Like no one wants to communicate. You don't gather like you used to. I'm also seeing where it may be like homecoming season for some of you all, where it's nostalgia. That's the energy. So it's like you're reminiscing on the past and what was and reconnecting with old. That's the energy. That makes sense. That's the energy that I'm getting from that. Okay, so I was on what, Virgo? I lost track. Yeah, Virgo. Okay, so now Libra. Oh, Libra. Okay, so this is the Five of Cups. Okay, Libra, there may have been some disconnection or disappointment in your circumstances. And basically it's a situation where unfortunately some of you are facing some form of grief or some form of loss. The spirit wants you to recognize that all is not lost. Okay, with the Five of Cups, there is Three of Cups that are presenting themselves as far as being lost or spilled, like spilled milk. But then there's other cups that are in place that you're not recognizing because you're focusing on the past. So I would encourage you to actually not to focus on that, okay? Okay, just had to make a little adjustment. But so there's Two of Cups that you're not seeing. You're not seeing the bigger picture. And if you look at all that expansiveness that you can tap into, Libra. Right now, you can feel your feels, you can go through your emotions, but understand and know that there is other experiences that you can have. There's water, there's other elements, there's two resources behind you, okay? Let me see, what exactly would this be affecting? I heard love life. Okay, a love transition. You're moving on in your love life. So some of you are probably will probably be disappointed on a connection that that you are grieving at that particular time. That is what I'm getting. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio. So from what I'm seeing here, Scorpio, I'm seeing that you have some, let me see here. Give me 1 minute. Okay. I'm seeing that the Page of Pentacles energy is like early manifestation. So you may have, I just heard delivered, signed, sealed, delivered. So that song, I don't know if you guys are familiar with signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Yeah, so that is what I'm hearing. Some of you may receive something in the mail, or something newsworthy, something like some good news. Okay, so it may be a check, it may be a new opportunity, it may be an offer for advancements, particularly if you receive something via email. But something I'm seeing is mail. Okay, physical mail. Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you have the Seven of Wands, and I'm just trying to read the energy for it, okay? What I'm hearing are messages that are very specific. And from what I'm hearing is basically you're establishing or putting on notice boundaries, because boundaries were already there, but you know how sometimes you have to do reinforcement. So with this, it's like if you had to readdress some issues especially when it came down to like disrespect or say for instance issues with people that are in your life, and you have to like, okay, I don't know if you forgot, but I don't play those type of games, or I no longer tolerate this, or et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. It's almost like these individuals are forgetful of who you are or how far you've come or whatever. But I'm getting the energy that you're protecting and standing your ground in a sense. And I'm also seeing that you're protecting your heart space, because I'm seeing the green for the heart chakra. And that can be those desires that you really long for, that you're protecting them, you're kind of keeping them close to your heart so no one really knows what you're dealing with. I'm also getting an energy where you're protecting things that you love. So you are at the defense level because you don't want anybody to trespass, transgress, interfere with whatever you got going on. So say for instance, if you love doing a certain thing, whether it's traveling, whether it's eating a certain food, I don't care if it's even hanging out with an individual, you're not going to allow anyone to interfere with that because you enjoy it, you love it. And maybe in the past people were used to making you feel so bad of whatever you liked at that time or love, that sometimes you will make adjustments to I'm hearing compensate, but to basically excuse, or how can I say, basically allowing others to people pleasing. Okay, people pleasing, simply put. And that has put you in a situation where now you're defensive, where you don't allow people to try to interfere in that capacity. Okay, Sagittarius. Capricorn, you will be speaking your truth. You're definitely going to be communicative during this time. I just heard Angry Bird. I don't know if you all are familiar with the movie or the game, but I don't know if y'all just recently divorced or disconnected with someone, so you're like really reinforcing like how you feel and speaking your truth, but you're definitely going to be communicative. I'm also seeing that you're representing yourself differently than what people are used to. So, usually you're focused on your coin and your stability and if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of energy. But it's like now you're going to start addressing things and bringing things more to the forefront, as well as I'm getting like a business facelift. So in a sense where like maybe the branding, the colors, the marketing, the strategies, you may be revising those. Okay. All right. And I just heard amping it up. So making it more attractive. Okay. Aquarius. Okay, so this is Gemini energy. All right, that Gemini is connected to Mercury. So again, it's going to be an expressive time. Right here, I'm getting like a major decision. I can't clarify it because this is just a basic zodiac sign reading. But from what I'm gathering, it's twofold message. One is a major decision. You will have to make some major decisions in your life that can drastically change the trajectory. And another one is partnership, that you'll finally like connect with, I heard love affair, someone that is on the same energetic level or frequency as you. So I didn't mention this, but I do sense that there will be new love entering into situations during entering in a lot of people's lives during the eclipse season, and those existing relationships or love affairs being clipped out, where some of them may actually overlap, where it seemed like you was just met that one but you leaving that one, you know what I mean? That's the energy that I'm getting as well, and you may be experiencing that, where you feel like the person that you're dealing with is no longer attractive or interesting, and then you meet someone that is. Okay. And I heard twin flame. I don't use that term, but I did hear twin flame. Pisces. Okay, so you'll be in your energy. All right. This is the moon card. Even though moon is related to Cancer, I immediately felt Piscean energy when I pulled this card. So you're really going to be just tuned in. Try not to be hyper focused or hyper vigilant or vigilant in certain spiritual aspects, to live a little. I'm hearing. I'm also hearing to make sure you ground your energy, take time for yourself. Some of you will need to take some frequent breaks from your commitments. So if you need to step away, if you care about the ones that you are surrounded by, communicate that, hey, I need some time away. But if it's a thing where you don't really care like that, you know, just take your space, okay? Let's see. If there has been some secrets, Pisces, if there has been some things that have not been clear or has been ambiguous, I'm seeing that that will come up to the forefront for you to actualize, okay? And it may be a thing where something may be revealed in regards to you, like you being outed in a sense. And I'm seeing like two sides of a coin, I'm hearing, and I'm not necessarily understanding where that's going with that. But I'm seeing that basically there's going to be some revelations, okay? And that all that's not what it seemed is definitely going to be hitting home. And some of it you already received on an intuitive level. You've already picked up on it. It may be connected to a Scorpio or a Cancer. And I'm even hearing a Leo, okay? So that's all I have for y'all. This is a sample of my reading that I have called WTF is going on during eclipse season. So I went through the individual signs. Give me about a few hours and I'll officially launch the service where you can book it on my HYPSEE platform. And then from there, like I'll give you for your specific situation, your specific scenario, okay? So that's all I have. I look forward to speaking with y'all soon. If I have energy, I will come back Friday to do love messages. Don't hold me to it, but I am strongly considering it. But if in case I do not do that reading, you can go on my HYPSEE platform and book the you versus them reading I have for love readings as well. So, all right, be well, take care.